Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. This is going to be a spicy one, my friends. It's going to be a little spicy in chat today. We're talking about Saint Makeup, which is was an MLM, well, is still an MLM, but will no longer be a multi-level marketing company come October. They are changing over to an affiliate program, which means that there is going to be no more downlines, no more uplines, no more commission off of sales of other people. The way there's going to be no more parties, the way that the reps for Saint Makeup, which they call them artists, the way that the artists are going to make money now is strictly affiliate links. So when you buy through them, they can earn from 25 to 45% commission, which is a very large commission on what they sell. But there's huge catches in there. We talked about it this morning in our full news. I keep calling it hour. I guess I mean I do it, but I feel like it's ours as a community in What's Up in Makeup this morning, which is the makeup news show that I do every Sunday and Monday. So we talked about it a lot there as far as the psychology of it, but I wanted to go more into the financials. And speaking of that, I want to just very upfront be like, I messed up my math, which is really upsetting to me. So in that video, we talk about the compensation. I just want to get this out of the way real quickly. We talk about the compensation of the reps. If you sell $15,000 worth of makeup, you go from a 25% commission to a 45% commission. And I had originally calculated the 45% commission, which ends up being $81,000 a year, which is, a good salary. And then as I was editing the video, I was like, this is not right. And I calculated a 25% commission and ended up putting that in the video. So the part I edited out was actually accurate. So I just want to put that there, that part is not right in the video. And this is why I want to look into hiring somebody to look at my stuff before I upload it to like where I can email them my script and they can look over things. I'll work on that. So that's something that just popped into my brain this morning. Like I really need somebody to look over my stuff to make sure I don't do dumb things like that. But yes, so that was a mistake I made. I wanted to clear that up right away. But what I want to do in this video is I want to dig into a couple of documents that I found after I was done editing. I had some curiosities in my mind, some questions still in my mind, and I started Googling. And I found some really interesting things. So for example, I found this. This right here, this is not what I wanted to show you yet, but I will show you that. So this right here is the Seint compensation guide. And it talks about the brand, what they tell you about your compensation. But then there's another one that I wanted to show you that I'm hoping I can get into that window. Of course I can't. Okay, hold on a second. The other one I wanted to show you is this one. This one. And it is their income disclosure statement for 2020, which is really fascinating to see how many people made what money in 2020. And as we know, 2020 was a big boom in the cosmetic space. There were a lot of people that were looking for mostly skincare. I guess it depended on where you were. So it's possible that, MLMs seem to be doing really well in 2020 because there was a lot of people. You know what? I'm not going to get into all of this right now. Let me say hello to the people that are here live. I don't want to get too deep into it, but 2020 is not going to be an accurate representation of 2024, but it does give us some very interesting insights. And I'm very curious what you all think about what I'm going to show you, because I have never personally been involved in an MLM. I don't know a lot from personal experience. I only know what I have read online. And I know a lot of you are much more experienced in this than I am and have personal knowledge of what it's like to be an MLM, whether this is normal or not. But I was shocked. I was alarmed. I was like, these people got duped so bad. Like, it's so bad. Like, what is even happening? So before we get into all that, I want to just quickly introduce you to some of the people that are here live in the collective brain of Makeup Awesomeness, where we help each other not to buy crap. People that are here live are going to contribute to the conversation. So I want to introduce you to them and also welcome them to chat and welcome them into my home. If you are not here live, that's totally okay. You can also participate in the comment section down below. You are just as valid and amazing. All right. So hello to Chloe. So good to see you. Good morning. Hello to Teresa. Teresa says hello and welcome back to live chat. Hope you all are doing well. I hope you are doing well, Teresa. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Flory, thank you for being here. I'm sure you were floating around somewhere. Audra and Steph, thank you for being here. If you were able to make it this morning, thank you so much for keeping our space wonderful and non bad. There are moderators for the channel, and they're amazing. They're volunteers. They're wonderful, wonderful, fabulous people who have been in my life for a very long time. So thank you all so much for being here and helping to moderate chat. You're superstars. Or as my friend Linda from Glitter Fallout would say, you're super freaking rock stars. Roya, good morning to you. Happy 4th of July weekend to you as well. Hello, Miss Lavender. So good to see you. Teresa says, I hope everyone had a safe 4th of July. The hubby and I grilled out and just enjoyed the day. That sounds wonderful. We ended up staying in. I was working, so we didn't go out. We kind of stopped going to public fireworks a while ago. My husband doesn't like big crowds like that very much. So when the kids got a little bit older, we started purchasing our own small, firework things and setting them off ourselves. So we did that again this year. We don't do like the big things anymore. But it was super low key this year. We didn't do anything too nutty. Good morning, Pink Expression. Back for another stimulating chat. Yay. I'm happy to see you. Good morning, True Wants. Good morning. Happy to be able to watch Top News prior to live. Now ready to enjoy the discussion. Wonderful. Well, I'm happy to have you here. Hello, Tish. Good morning to you. Having a wonderful weekend celebrating my birthday. Happy birthday, Tish. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day full of friends and family and banana pudding and all of the good things and puppies. Gary, good morning to you. Good morning, Monica. Traveling to Cali for a funeral. Oh, no, I'm so sorry to hear that. We'll be back on Tuesday, so a little trip. I'm so sorry to hear that you're going to a funeral. Sending you and your family so much love. And Jesse, good afternoon from cold, wet London. Good afternoon to you as well. And if I did not say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. I just realized, again, I forgot to do the thing that I do before I start chat. I've been forgetting lately. I need to do like a little reminder to do the things. Hold on a second. Let me go to content and then go to our live chats and then go to this little button. And I need to put slow mode on because sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. And of course, where is it? Okay. Slow mode, where are you? Can I not put slow mode on? Hold on a minute. Oh no, it's up here. Edit. Customization. Slow mode. Because it just gets a little overwhelming for the moderators if it gets if the chat's going too fast and I don't know how fast it's going to go. I like to turn that on for them. All right, there we go. Very cool. I just put it on for 30 seconds just to kind of keep it reasonable. All right, so let me show you what I found because I find this absolutely freaking fascinating. Get rid of windows that I don't want to pop up publicly just to make sure that I'm not doing things that I don't want to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's look at this first one, which I find so interesting. It's the income disclosure statement. Okay, so for 2020, I looked at this. So we have these artist ranks. So we'll talk about how different, let me kind of put this here so I can see the chat and also this at the same time. Let me see, is that good? It's hard to see. No. Okay, let's pull it open a little bit more. Bloop. Okay, we'll go to there for now and kind of focus on this because I need to be able to see chat and also this at the same time. Okay, so in order to gain these different artist ranks, we'll go into how people move up in the ranks, but you need to have a certain number of sales, but also you need to have a certain number of legs a certain number of legs. And what they mean by legs is the different levels of your MLM. So you are here, and then when you recruit somebody, that's your first leg. When they recruit somebody, then that's your second leg, and so forth and so forth. So you're building that pyramid. So when you think of a leg, that's the next level of the pyramid. So in order to get to artist 3, you have to have legs. But we'll get into it. So the numbers here blew my mind. And of course, this is a 2020 statement, so we don't know how this has changed up in 4 years. 4 years is a long time. A lot can happen. I would imagine that these numbers are higher than they were when Seint decided to move to an affiliate model. Just because 2020, there were a lot of, this is at the end of 2020. So this is, March was when the pandemic was first declared until December. That's a long time for people to find someone somewhere and try to make money. But it is skewed. Question here, Alexis wants to know, can you only have 2 legs? Absolutely not. The number of legs you can have is however many you can have. It just keeps going, and we'll get to how many legs that some people had, which is this last level, this artist 10 level. We'll talk about how many legs those people had in just a minute. All right. Trying to navigate these windows, which is a little challenging. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. So artist 1 and artist 2. Okay. Of all of the reps, I added this up. There were 16,200 reps at the end of 2020. If you do the math on this, if you add up all of these numbers. So over 16,000 people. Of those 16,200 reps, 15,594 of them made less than $57,000 for that year, for the entire year. Okay. So a lot of them. The average income of an artist 1 is $69 for the entire year. The average income for artist 2, which means artist 1 is just people that have signed up and they bought their initial kit, which is $50, and they've signed up, but they have no sales. Or they have very little sales. There's a specific number that they need to hit. We'll talk about that in a second. But they have very little sales. They haven't met the sales threshold. Once you've met the sales threshold, then you move to artist 2. So those people average $69 for a year. That's over 5,000 people. Over 9,000 people, 9,333 people were able to meet that sales threshold, and they had an average annual sale of $890, or income, not sales, income of $890 for the entire year. These are people that have met the sales threshold. Let's talk about artist 3 people. So artist 3 people, this is the highest rank of the people that maybe made up to $56,574, right? There were a little over 1,000 of them that made it in 2020. Their average income was $4,835 for the entire year. That is not a lot of money, considering how many hours these people probably put in to get to artist 3. Artist 3, you have to have at least, I think it's 1 leg. We'll get there. So these people, in order to make it to artist 3, you have to have people you've recruited. Those people, an average of $4,835, but at least one person made $56,000. Okay. Oh, changed my mind. To be artist 3, you have to have at least 2 active legs, which is a downline with a downline below that. At least 2 people in the downline. So at least 2 people. Okay, so you've got you got the people you recruited. These are artist 3 people. This is this $4,000, almost $5,000 a year people. It's you, people you recruited, and then people that were recruited underneath that. Those people, in order to qualify for artist 3, 2 of the people that are under you have to be artist 2. So 2 of the people under you have to have met the sales threshold for you to qualify for artist 3, for you to qualify for this particular level that we'll get into what you get when you get there. Okay. And those people, I mean, in order to do that, in order to get people under you is hard, especially in, this day and age, but to get people under them as well, I'm sure that that took a lot of time, and we know how much time it took. So if we scroll over, it says for these artists, 3 people, it has, let me see if I can I wish I could get rid of this. I want to get rid of this so we can see better. I don't know how to get rid of that. I wish I could. Okay. Let me just open this up a little more. And then we'll talk to the people that are here live for just a second. Okay. So the artist 1 people, okay, they immediately get into artist 1. Okay. At the very longest, it takes them 2 months to buy their kit. I don't know. These artist 3 people, average took them 7 months to get to the point where they're earning $5,000 a year. 7 months to earn $5,000 a year. That is not a good return on investment for time, in my opinion. And we'll talk more about that too, because I have an alternative. If you are an MLM babe and you are looking for something as an alternative to doing this, I have a legit way that might make you happy. That's not an MLM, that's affiliate, that you may like a lot better. You might not, because we'll talk about it. So anyway, that's kind of the initial thing that I found that I was shocked by. Crystal says it all just sounds like make-believe money. I know. Yummy says, imagine depending so much on other people just to get your paycheck. And that's the thing that freaks me out, is that you're depending on other people to sell things in order for you to keep your rank. It's not just about what you do. It's about what the people under you do. That's why these connections, it's why you have to develop a friendship with people. You have to encourage them. You have to constantly be involved in their selling, asking them, how are you doing? How are you selling? What's going on? Are you encouraging other people to join? Are you throwing parties? What can I do to support you? They're not supporting the person. Well, they are, but they're also very much supporting themselves, because if their downline doesn't perform, then they lose their money opportunities and their rank, and their rank, which is, it's terrifying. Can you imagine the stress? Like exactly what Yummy is saying. Can you imagine that stress? Anna says they don't usually talk about the pyramid stuff at the beginning. They just introduce it as the way to make a lot of money. That's how people start. Exactly. They don't disclose all of this. I mean, it's there on the internet if you search for it, but that's not how you're pitched it, right? Christina says, what beauty MLM do we suspect is next on the chopping block? Pharmacy, Monate, I think is how you say it, Unique. What do you all think? I don't know any of them individually very well, so I wouldn't know which one would do this. I would imagine Unique would, because Unique has been around for so long and also had a social presence for so long. But I honestly don't know. That would be if I was going to guess out of thin air, that's the one that I would pick. But my limited knowledge does not allow me to make an educated guess. Teresa says, I got involved in several MLMs over the year before I learned how predatory they were and how little money I actually earned. Absolutely. I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that. I'm so sorry. Okay, so. Oh, interesting. Kay Marie says MLMs are not required to post these income disclosures. So if they don't post them, that's an even bigger red flag. Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. So let's talk about the levels and how you get there, because we just stopped at artist 3. Actually, before we get there, let me get this window back up. Okay. So it goes all the way up to, and how many people are at each level. So it goes all the way up to artist 10, right? Only 2 people in the entire company have made it. 2 people in the US, because this is the United States artists. There's actually a chart also for Canadian artists. When I say artists, that's the reps. There's only 2 people that made it. 3 people at artist 9 and 6 people at artist 8. So with those top tiers, there's only 11 people at those top tiers. Those top 2 people made an average of $1.3 million a year. Those top two people. Who are those top two people? I would be very curious what their connections are to the company and how they are those top two people. I'd be very curious who those top two people are as far as their involvement in the company. Like, is it the CEO that's that top tier artist? I don't know. Is it somebody that was a friend of theirs? Is it their brother, their cousin, their sister? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just completely 100% speculating at this point. Or did they earn it from the very beginning? I don't know, because it says here how long it took them to get there, that it took them 44 months on average to get there. 47 months, I would imagine, is since the beginning of the company. So people that joined at the beginning of the company is 47 months. So 3 months after they launched would be the average. And every single one of them has been with them since at least 6 months after the company launched. All of these high earners from these top two tiers. So we, of course, get the number of artists in the rank going down and down and down and down and down. But really, the people that are making really good money, that 141,000 average, are the top, 45 people, 50 people. And there's 16,000 people in the whole pool, right? That's just, it blows my mind. Let's look at the Canadian numbers real quick before we move on to the next document. So here's the Canadian numbers. There are no artists 8, 9, or 10 in Canada. They don't exist. They were not there. And it looks like they opened to the Canadian market 22 months prior. Artist 7 is the highest. There's only 2 people, and they average $97,000 a year. The top 2 earners in Canada, this is in Canadian dollars, so it's actually the numbers are a little bigger than they would be in the US. Let's do a quick calculation of that. CAD to USD. Can you see that? Let me make sure you can see it. No, you can't. I can share that with you though. Oh, well, you can probably Google it yourself. I'm just doing a quick conversion of how much $97,000 is in Canadian. 197 is, oops. Okay. $197,000 Canadian is $144,000 US. Oh, wait, not 197. Goodness gracious. What's my math doing? Okay. It is $71,000 US. And let's just do a quick British calculation while we're here. So let's do some pounds. Where's the British pound? Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can just type it in. Of course, it's not letting me just type it. It used to be you just type it. Let me just type it here. Pounds, CAD to pounds. Just in case, because euros isn't that far from US. So the Canadian dollar, so $97,000 is about 55,500 pounds is what those people were earning. And then we'll do USD to pounds. Hopefully this isn't too, let me look at the USD numbers here. Hopefully this math isn't too mathy. Okay, let's do that. That 50,000. Let's do this 56,000. This high level of artist 3, $56,000 in pounds is 47,765 pounds. So you know where we're at as far as this conversion. Okay. So anyway, so the Canadians were not doing nearly as well, with the highest 2 earners earning $97,000 Canadian. The next level down, which was only 13 people, $42,000 a year for all of that work to get to artist 6. It's absolutely incredible to me. Artist 5 was only $22,000. Artist 4, $13,000 for an entire year. Their artist 3s, their average was only $5,400 a year. That's people with 2 downlines. Absolutely just robbery, in my opinion, as far as how hard these people were probably working. Okay, let's get rid of this one. Hi, I'm big now. We're going to get rid of that one for now. And let's go into the other one. I know. I'm so sorry, Jenny. It's too early for math. I know. Where was Audra? I just saw Audra. Hi, Audra. I just saw Audra a second ago and then I lost them. Okay. All right. Let's go back into the other page that I wanted to show you. Share screen. Stop. Present. Share screen. Share screen with this one. Share. This one, the compensation guide, your path to success. And what we were talking about earlier that someone had brought up was that they don't share that about the company. I will tell you, I am not going to read this whole thing to you. I will have the links in the video description for if you want to read the whole thing. It is so much mushy gobbledygook that I just cannot with this document. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit so we can read it better because it's freaking tiny. Okay. The Seint difference. At Seint, we truly believe that beauty connects us. The artist program brings the opportunity to all who want to be a part of that vision to have your cake and eat it too. How much cake was that for $5,000 a year? How much cake are you going to buy for all those hours they're probably putting in? But what does that really mean? To us, it means you don't have to choose between financially supporting your family and spending time with them. When are you spending time with them when you are supporting your 6 downlines? When are you spending time with them? Right? It means you don't have to choose between helping yourself or helping others. This is so manipulative. With a little creativity, optimism, and hard work, you can have it all. I wonder how those 15,000, what was it? 15,594 people making less than $57,000 a year, with the average of them making $4,300 a year. Do you think that they're feeling like they have it all? Probably not. Our compensation plan is no exception. It's easily customizable to fit the level of part-time or full-time involvement that suits you. Now, it's important to note here that there is no more part-time selling with the new affiliate program. I go into the details of that in What's Up in Makeup today. We're not going to spend as much time on that because I already talked about that in What's Up in Makeup. But just know that the new affiliate program, you cannot really do it part-time if you don't meet a certain, well, unless you can sell $500 in cosmetics in 6 months part-time. I mean, then you get to stay, but you still have to pay $50 to start and $35 a year to stay in. So, plus you have to buy products in order to show them and sell them. Because all of those numbers I showed you, that doesn't count how much they've spent on products and advertising. That doesn't count. Okay. Power of social selling. Okay. So there's different ways to be compensated. I want to show you one particular section. Okay. So it talks about SV here, or CV. Okay. CV is never officially defined. Okay. But I think that CV, from what I've researched, CV might mean how much money they've earned. So whatever their commission is, their compensation value, I think is what it stands for. I think that it's how much they've earned so far, not how much they've sold. So it gets really complicated in the numbers. And I think that's why people probably gloss over and don't continue looking at this. So what I wanted to focus on in this is what the different levels are. So for artist 1, all you have to do is purchase a kit and complete your training. For artist 2, you have to be active. You have to reach a $240 CV in a qualifying month. So let's just assume that I'm right and that CV means how much the person has earned. You have to earn at least $240, which if you're getting 25% of sales, I don't know what that is because I can't do the math in my brain. Let me see if anybody's talking about, oh, here was what I was looking for. Audra had said, do the research, queen. Love watching other people's brains work. Hopefully I do it right. Okay, let me see. Commissionable volume. So yes, thank you, Nikki. Yes, okay. Yeah, MLM or grind culture with zero payoff or very, 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 very little payoff. right? Teresa says there's no such thing as time freedom in an MLM. They expect you to work 24/7 no matter what is going on in your life. Illness, hospitalization, death, doesn't matter. Keep hustling, no excuses. And if you don't do that, it's your fault for not succeeding. It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting. Yes, this too. Yummy says they target parents, mothers especially, by promising to help them support their families. It's so manipulative. Absolutely. Okay. So let's go back into this. Let me go back into my thing here. Okay. So artist two. So remember, these people averaged what? What did they average? What do we say? Not a lot. Was like what, $1,000 a year or something? Of course, my screenshot doesn't show that. There were, so artist one, there were 5,247 of them. Artist two, there's the biggest number, 9,333 of them in 2020. I have so many windows and I'm losing my windows. I minimized my window, but where did it go? Okay. Anyway, they didn't make a lot of money. So in order to do that, you have to have made $240 and accumulate your first $240 in CV. One time does not have to be within 1 month. So remember, you're selling for months and months and months and months and months. So in 1 month, you have to have earned at least $240 in the month, but accumulative over time, you have to earn $640. Okay. Actually, I really want that other screen because this is so messed up. But I minimized it. I don't know where it went. Damn it. Okay. I opened it in a new window so I could see it, and then I lost it. Oh, you know what? I can reopen it here. Okay. Okay. Got it. So the artist twos that we were just talking about averaged $890 a year. And it took them on average 2 months to get to that level and a high of 39 months to get to that level. 3 years some people took to get to level 2 to sell that much. 3 years. I mean, we don't know how much time they were putting into it, but still. Okay, I've got it now. I've got it. I can't see you right now, but I've got it. Now, artist 3 is the same qualifying. You have to sell at least $240. I'm not sell. You have to earn at least $240 in a month. You have to have 2 active legs in a qualifying month. And 2 of those people must be artist 2 or above. I forget what I think that, okay, so the TGCV, I think, is your downline. So it's $800 cumulative earned from everybody on your team, including yourself. That's what that means, if I remember correctly. Please correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, because again, I am not well versed in MLMs. I'm learning as I go. Isn't that nuts? I feel like that's nuts. Okay. So then, of course, it gets more and more from there. Remember how I was talking about there were 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people that were these last 3 levels, and only 2 people in Canada made it to artist 8. These top people, these top 5 people, have 7 active legs. 7 active legs under their pyramid. They're number 8. They're at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers. That's incredible. There's also qualifications for those people that are in the legs. So 3 of your artists, 3 people on your team have to be artist 6 or above. 1 must be artist 7. This also impossible level that only 37, oh, that's artist 8. Artist 7, yeah, 37 people made it to artist 7, but you have to have 3 of those 37 people have to be on your team. 1 must be wait, hold on. No, sorry. 3 have to be artist 6. Artist 6 was 64 people. 3 people on your team have to have 5 legs underneath them. 1 must have artist 7, which remember was 37 people. And 1 must be artist 8. And there are only 6 people in the entire, or were in 2020, only 6 people in the entire company that made it to that level. And at least 1 of them must be on your team. And you have to have $80,000 earned among your team. Think about that. $80,000 split between all of those people. All 7 legs. That is not a lot of money. That's not a lot of money. That's nuts to me. It blows my mind. And that's why only 3 people made it to Artist 9. And for Artist 10, it's even more intense than that. It's double that because this is only 2 people in the entire company in the US, nobody in Canada. Nobody in Canada at Artist 9 either. Isn't this wild? I found this last night and I was like, I could insert this in the video and in in an editing gen, or I can just talk about this in live chat because I am absolutely blown away by how horrible this is. This is terrible. Yeah, MF says 7 legs and each leg has different levels underneath. The top 2 people have the entire company of artists under them. Got you. Okay. So those top 2 people are the actual top of the pyramid. I hear you. Thank you so much for articulating that and clarifying that and helping me to put that in this because I think that's really important. All right, my brain is roasting a little bit, so let's take a little bit of a break and let's talk about what's on my face today. I just decided to play with things that I just grabbed and wanted to enjoy. Like I've been mentioning, I've been cutting off a lot of my PR because I'm not reviewing makeup anymore except for PR purchase product of the week, talking to you a little bit about products during this part of live chat, and the occasional favorites and fails countdown I'm going to do maybe for a year. So I don't think it's fair to accept a bunch of PR from companies and have them lose money on me. I don't think that that's right. So I've been cutting off a lot of the PR and I'm not accepting new PR. I've had a bunch of indie brands recently reach out to me to send me PR and I've told them all no, because I don't think that that's right. So I'm not saying I won't accept PR from anybody in the future, but it would have to be something that I know that is extremely high interest to me and I know is of extremely high interest to you. I will share indie brands through What's Up in Makeup instead, which is free for them. All right, because I actually want to support small business. Because, I actually care about people, unlike MLMs. All right, so I wanted to mention this. I've had this for a long time. This is the IRL Filter Finish Soft Matte Concealer by Makeup Revolution. It's in shade C4, and it is one of the best concealers I've ever used. Makeup Revolution, I hate 80% of their products. This is one of their stellar products. I love this concealer. This is probably too old for me to be using. I'm sure that it's full of bacteria, but it is so good. And I'm almost out of it. It's like down to here. So I'm going to use it up, even though I'm probably putting bacteria on my eyes. If I get sick, it's my own darn fault. But I really love this. I'm going to have to throw it away probably, but I'm using it like all the time now so I can use it up. I really should just buy a new one. How much are these things? Like $6, $8, something like that. I should just buy a new one. Okay. Alexa says, do they ask you before sending PR? They have to, because years ago I took my address off of my my anywhere. You can't find my mailing address anywhere because I started getting PR from companies that I had no interest in using, and then they would email me and say, are you going to talk about my product? Are you going to talk about my product? I sent you product. Are you going to talk about it? And it was like, I didn't ask for that product. You didn't tell me it was coming. I never told you to send it. But then I felt bad because they had spent money. So I felt like I needed, it got to be a mess. So I took my address off. So they have to email me in order to know where to send it. So yeah, they have to ask because I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to get things and just have things sitting around. That's a waste of the company's money. And also it gets cluttered. There's so much stuff and I have to figure out how I'm going to get rid of it. And that's not fair. That's not like what I want to do. All right. So concealer I wanted to mention. I also wanted to mention, I've been really loving this. This was sent in PR by Too Faced. I am still on Too Faced PR. I'm still on Benefit PR. I'm still on ColourPop PR. That's probably who you're going to see the most. I'm still on Sigma PR. I get those the most. So you're probably still going to see a lot of that because I do enjoy getting their PR and I do show you. And that helps me keep it at a manageable level. But I do have plans for some things. I'm not going to say it out loud though, because I'm not trying to spoil anything. Okay, so we have their new bronzer. I am absolutely loving these. This is the chocolate bronzer in chocolate souffle. And this is one of the easiest cream bronzers I've ever used. It blends so easily without blending away. I can put it on once and it looks scary. Like I've showed this to you. I think I showed this to you in live chat last week. It looks scary when you put it on because it's just so pigmented, but it's so creamy. It smells like chocolate and it blends out like a freaking dream. Like it's so easy to blend. And then once it sets, it sets. So if I leave it like that, it'll just look like that on my hand and it won't move once it sets down. But when it's not set, it's so easy to blend and it just gives this most beautiful bronze. I really, really genuinely loving it, really loving it. And that's besides the fact that it's chocolate. It's definitely one of my favorite bronzers that I've ever used. It is really, really good. Very much enjoying that. So very thankful to be on Too Faced PR because I did have this in a cart, but because I'm not reviewing very much, I probably wouldn't have purchased it. 2018 Gen would have 100% purchased it. On my eye, see, I just grabbed this ColourPop eyeshadow and in the saddle. That's just what kind of glittery on my eyes. I also use, that was PR. This is purchased. This is from One Size. This is the Fluid Eye Paint in the shade Matte. No, that's not right. It says matte. I don't know. I guess it is in the shade matte. It says matte. Oh, no, matte fluid eye paint. Shake well. That's all it says. Matte fluid eye paint. Shake well. Matte fluid eye paint. I don't know. It's the brown one. The light. I really like this. So I just use this in my crease just to give a little bit of dimension. I put a little dollop on my hand, then used a fluffy brush and fluffed it out. Worked out really well. My lower lash line green eyeliner. I've had this forever. It's that's rubbing off. This was from before I was on ColourPop PR. This is from the Raw Beauty Christie collaboration, the eyeliner that she came out with. And I still love this eyeliner. I don't use it a ton, but I still really love it. And I have no idea what it's called because the name has rubbed off of it. And this has been gone for a really long time, but I really love this eyeliner and my girl Christy made it. So that makes me happy. And then my blush today is from M Cosmetics. And this I believe was purchased. This is the Heaven's Glow Magic Hour blush. And M Cosmetics makes really, really good blushes. If you see these big blushes by M Cosmetics, they're pricey, but they are very good. They are very good. Can you get just as good of a blush cheaper? Probably. But it is a really good product. Oh, and then on my lips, I just use Fenty Gloss Bomb, which is purchased. All right, so that is what is on my face today. Let us talk a little bit more about Seint. Claudia says, Jen, what would be the oldest product you would ever use and kept on repurchasing? Something that I've been using for a long time and just repurchase over and over again. Duo Lash Glue. Duo Lash Glue. Kat Von D's eyeliner, but I don't purchase that all that often. But that's one. The Kat Von D. KVD Beauty. I originally purchased it when it was Kat Von D. KVD Beauty. And then I'm sure I'll think of things when I get off of here. Because a lot of things I don't go through is the problem. Ardell 120 eyelashes, constant repurchase, always repurchase. That's what I'm wearing today. Ardell 120 lashes, they're my go-to. Those are the ones that come to mind first because I don't go through things in order to repurchase very often. So those are things I run out of a lot. All right. And M Cosmetics is so good for that soft everyday look. I love them. Yes. Okay. Now let us keep talking. So one thing I promised you that I was going to, oh wait, let me finish reading my notes that I took last night at like midnight. So I wrote down over 5,000 people in Artist Rank 1 made an average of $69 for an entire year. Also, the statement says that the numbers do not include expenses incurred by artists in the operation or promotion of their business. In order to get an average salary of $50,000 a year, you have to get all the way up to artist level 6. And 64 people made it there out of over 16,000. And it took them an average of 19 months of less money to get there. So think about that. So 64 people made it to an average salary of $50,000 a year, and it took them an average of 19 months. So a year and a half to get there. That seems relatively fast, but still, to only have 64 people do that. All right, next up. And do you think that in changing the program to, I wrote down, and do you think that in changing the program to affiliate, they plan to pay their artists more? Probably not. I'm sure that they're not thinking that this is going to end up paying more people more through the affiliate program. So the other thing I promised you that I wanted to mention, I want to make sure I mention, is I said, that there's a program that's an affiliate program that anybody can join if you want extra money. And I know Amazon is the devil. Like, I get it. I get it. But Amazon has a really good affiliate program, and it's free to join. Anybody can join it. And you can earn up to 20% commission. I don't think that usually the commissions are that high because it's like 1% to 20%. There are lots of videos on how to do Amazon affiliate commissions. But the best thing about Amazon affiliates that's not this, I'm thinking it as an alternative to joining an MLM or to joining Seint as an affiliate. There's no buy-in. There's no minimum sell. There's no pressure to sell. Of course, there's no recruiting and there's no downlines. And you can make and review content. You can create videos for their review section. You can make and review content of things that you're already buying anyway, your laundry detergent, whatever you're buying on Amazon, you can make a short video and try to sell the product that you're already buying, things that you already love. You're not limited to selling one brand of makeup. You can literally sell anything that they sell on Amazon and earn a commission off of it. That to me sounds so much better than joining a former MLM makeup company and working your tail off for $64 a year. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I know Amazon's the devil. Like, I get it. So if you don't think this is a good idea and you think this is terrible, please don't do that. Then that's okay. But I want to put it out there for people that like the idea of an affiliate program and don't know where to start. That might be something to look into. Once you get on social, if you start building a following, the first company I think you should reach out to for affiliate links is Magic Links. Magic Links, at least it used to be, the easiest one to get into. It's a little harder to get into Reward Style, which is now called something else. It's a little harder to get into some of the other ones. You have to have a bigger following. But Magic Links is a little easier to get into as someone starting off on social media. So if you want to build an affiliate link kind of sales platform, selling things from companies you already buy from, that's something that you can choose to do without it being cruddy. And the thing about the affiliate links through Magic Links is it's through the actual brand website. So it's through Sephora, through Ulta, through Target, through Walmart, through any other company and you can choose which companies you want to make affiliate links to. If there's companies that you feel are morally bankrupt and you don't want to have an affiliate link to that company, you don't have to, because they have a bank of companies that you can link to. I haven't used Magic Links in a while. We had a little bit of a falling out. L'Occitane. We had a little bit of a falling out, but after that, I have now 3 affiliate programs that I rotate and use depending on, what they link to. And yeah, so that is an alternative to joining an MLM if you want to build a social media presence in selling things. One person that's doing this very, very, very well right now is my girl Leisha over at Sparkage. I highly recommend, if you're interested in affiliate sales, go check out Leisha at Sparkage. Go check out her Instagram because she is crushing it. She is an official Amazon, I don't know if they call it a partner, but she makes content for Amazon now. And she does such a good job talking about these products that she is using and loving. Sometimes, not so much loving. And she's an amazing person. So highly recommend, go check out Spark Edge, Sparkage. You'll find her. She's amazing. She used to be in the beauty space. I did a collab with her. I met her years ago. She's fabulous. Go look and see what she's doing for a model of how to do it. Much better than joining Seint. Don't do this. Don't do this. It is not worth your time. It is not worth your energy. They are scamming you. The buy-in of $50, $35 to continue. Think about this. The people that made, what did they make? $65? Where's that page? The people that made, okay, so listen to this. I didn't even think about this. Artist One, they made an average of $69. Their buy-in kit was $50. So therefore, they only made an average of $19. The people that are artist level 1, $19 is what they made on average. The high was $1,365, but still an average of $69 minus their kit that they had to buy. So that's why I'm saying just the base affiliate programs are just astronomically a better idea because there is no buy-in. You just grab the last thing you bought off Amazon and you make a video about it, reviewing it. That's it. That's all you do. You already bought it. You're using it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't even make any sense to do what Seint is telling people to do. It makes no freaking sense. No sense. So, yeah. All right. So, what else are y'all talking about? We have about 10 minutes left. Yeah, and it says, and the dollars a year are pre-tax and pre-LLC costs. Do they have to have LLCs? Oh my gosh, if they have to have LLCs, that'd be terrible. What's an L? As in, do they have to pay like a fee for? I didn't even know about that. I didn't see that anywhere. I saw that nowhere on the Saint stuff as far as having to have any LLC costs, but it is pre-tax. So what are they going to lose? A third of that $19? Excuse me, a third of that $19. So $6. So now they've made $13 for the year. Dude. So horrible. So horrible. So that was really the message I wanted to share today. So we don't have to talk about Saint the rest of the time if you guys don't want to. If you want to talk about something else, it's totally cool. Thank you all for watching my video, first part of the James Charles docu-series that I'm making. The reaction to it has been extremely positive. The watch time on it is ridiculous. Y'all are watching from beginning to end, which I love. Like, I think that's fantastic. Like, of course, it's better for me when you watch longer, but just the fact that you're engaged in it so hard that you watch it, an hour-long video from beginning to end, that just makes my heart so happy that you're enjoying it. You know, I think that it's hard to walk that line of creating that content because I don't want it to feel like a bashing video, but at the same time, you know, I want to be honest and I want to be truthful and I want to be transparent about how I feel about James. I'm not a fan of who he's presented himself to be. So it's a hard line to walk. And I know, you know, some people are, you know, not happy about it, but that's okay. That's all right. You don't have to love everything I do. That's totally fine. But I think that it's a fantastic video. And I'm so glad that the vast majority of people also think that it's a fantastic video. I am working on part 2. I'm hoping because I am leaving with my family. We are going to, I mentioned we're going to Seattle for a couple of days and then we're going to Alaska. So I'll be gone from next week is going to be the last episode of What's Been Makeup, and What's Been Makeup won't return until the first week of August. So I'm really going to try to get part 2 up before I leave. I've got the base outline of what is going to be in the video, but I haven't typed it out yet. So I don't know what's going to happen with that and when part 2 is coming. My goal is to have it out at the very latest by, let's see, by Friday the 19th. That's the day that we're leaving. That's my goal. But we will see. We will see what happens. I don't think if I can't get it up by this Friday, there won't be a Friday video this week because I'll be working on it. Y'all have been so kind to give me your preference of that you'd rather me work hard on something for a couple of weeks and just miss a Friday than to just push something out and then have the deep dives take longer. So I would skip this Friday and then the next Friday would be part 2. That's the goal. But we'll see. Maybe it goes faster and it comes out this Friday. But I do need to work on it. I just have an outline at this point of where I'm going with it. So it's going to be, part 2 is going to be all of the controversies before By Sister. Part 3 is going to be By Sister and the predator allegations. So that's going to be the most serious one, is part 3. Part 2 is going to be just a rattling off a list of all of the things. I was shocked. It's like 20 different scandals he's been in. It blows my mind how many scandals this man has been in. And some of them super minor, some of them not very serious, some of them more serious. But just kind of going through like all 20 things he's gotten himself into. It's so many things, y'all. It's so many things. Like, I was shocked at how many things I was able to find where people were upset with him for one reason or another. It's like, oh my gosh. And I want to make sure I'm very clear. I have stepped in it many times myself. I am far from perfect, far from perfect. Somebody could make a video like this about me and things that I've said in the past. My biggest issues with James is that he continues to be problematic. I feel like I've worked very, very hard to learn from my mistakes and to grow. And I think that that's the difference. I don't feel like James is learning and growing. I think he's just, it's whatever. He is who he is. And I don't think he cares who he hurts. I don't think he cares who he steps on. I don't think he cares how he plays chess and who loses. I think he just wants to win. And I think that that's the difference. So yes, I'm far from perfect. But I just want to make sure I put that out there, that I recognize that I've made my own mistakes. But I think that I've worked really, really hard to make myself, to learn from those mistakes and be a better person because of it. So yeah. Kindness, I'm just going to call you Kindness. Kindness says, does America tax all income? Yes. Yes, it should be. All of your income should be taxed. If you're not taxed, it's called being paid under the table is what they call it. And like, for example, like if my kid went and babysat, they're 16, they went and babysat, they wouldn't be taxed on that because they're getting paid under the table. But even adults sometimes will do jobs around and not declare it. Is it legal for adults to do that? Probably not, but it happens all the time. But all registered income must be taxed. Yes. And it's taxed not only at the federal level, the government, but also at the state and local, I think local level, state level at least. I don't know a whole lot about taxes, to be 100% with you. We've had a tax person ever since John started his tattoo business. So I did my own taxes before I got married, but it's been so many years, I don't remember a lot. I'll be honest with you about the things that I don't know about, but yes, all income is taxed. Angie says that right there, Jen, he doesn't care to learn from his chaos, bad, horrible, sometimes illegal choices, which is the scariest part with his younger following. Absolutely. Absolutely. And city taxes too. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. City taxes. And Jenny says you have to make a minimum income to have to file. Okay. It used to be $3,000. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you so much for that, Jenny, because I don't know this stuff. I'll be 100%. I do not know this stuff. You can't know everything about everything. That's why we have live chat. Yeah. Yeah. He did lose his ish on some stupid things last week. He went off on blaming Joe Biden, which we can blame Joe Biden for lots of things, but blaming him for the overturning of Roe versus Wade and not being able to get it reinstated. I don't want to get too political. I mean, Joe Biden tweeted that if he gets reelected, he'll make the abortion laws the law of the land, basically, which he cannot do. So he shouldn't have tweeted. His team should not have tweeted that he would do that because he can't promise that. It's a campaign promise he can't do, but we also can't blame him for the fall of it. It was the Supreme Court justices that decided that. And those Supreme Court justices were appointed under Trump that made it happen. And Trump very much takes credit for the overturning of our abortion protection laws here in the US that are causing women and babies to die, is what it comes down to, because the laws are horrible because it goes beyond just somebody wanting an abortion, which of course I believe you should be able to choose that up to a certain point or under certain circumstances. But it goes to the point where like my friend Marlena Stell, her story of not being able to get a DNC in Texas was atrocious. And it's because the doctors are afraid of getting sued because of the Texas laws that were made okay because of the overturning of Roe versus Wade. So, and he blamed Joe Biden for it very loudly and very wrongly. And that was what he did. And he took it down, he deleted it, but he didn't put up any kind of like statement that he was wrong. And what kills me about it is it's like, if you're going to speak about something political to literally millions of people, if I make a political statement in live chat, I'm still getting it out to people. It's still irresponsible if I'm wrong and I get something wrong by accident. But there's a difference between, this video is probably going to get maximum 12,000 views. His videos, his TikTok got over 3 million views before he deleted it. So it's a much, 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 much wider reach. None are okay, but he really has to be careful with that big of an audience that what he's saying, especially in this political climate, is accurate. He can have whatever opinion he wants, but he needs to present accurate information is the problem. So Yeah. So that's that. But I'm looking. I can't. I don't know if I'm looking forward to researching for part two. I am. This is the thing about these deep dives is I feel like I'm living with these people when it comes down to it, and I don't think I'll ever be able to make a Jeffree Star one. If I do, I have to be. I'm gonna have to be in a very special kind of mood because that man, his voice grates on me so hard, and it's. I hate to say that because I know that sounds really mean, but I don't think I can live with him that long. James, I'm tolerating, and I'm able to hear his voice and tolerate him. I don't know if I can do that with Jeffree. Nikita was actually fun. I actually really enjoyed the deep dive I did on Nikita because Nikita's freaking hilarious. Even though Nikita's done lots of things that I do not agree with, and I don't think that she's a very good person. Nikita's so funny, and there's so many charming things about Nikita, even though she doesn't seem like a great person. That I really enjoyed researching that video and spending that time with her. I do want to mention I did watch Escape the Night. I'm now on season 4 and I have loved it. Someone did point out to me that Joey Krzyzewski, who was the one who made Escape the Night, he recently did a video with James Charles, which I was not aware of. And but if you are okay with watching a video by Joey Graceffa, who clearly is still friends with James Charles, if you're okay with that, I mean, is my I'm watching the rest of the series. Okay. I'm watching the rest of the series. It's so good. And Nikita was so good on season 3. She really was. The ending of season 3, your jaw will drop. If you I watched them in order, and I'm really glad that I did because they do build on each other. You don't have to watch them all for it to make sense, but they do build on each other. But season 3 was so good. They were all good. They're campy, okay? They're cheesy. You have to suspend your disbelief a lot, but overall, they're really, really well done. Luciana says, "Why do you think James Charles is so uncancelable?" I think there's a lot of reasons. I plan on going into some of them in part 3. I might go into some of them in part 2, but really, I think a lot of it is that people like him. I think that the more you present as confident, I think confidence sells. I think that he has improved his makeup skills significantly. He can look extremely beautiful when he wants to. He presents this life of luxury that people are attracted to. His new music is actually not terrible. I hate to say that, but it's not. It's really not. It's not terrible. I wish I could say it's terrible, but it's not. I mean, I think that he just keeps moving and just keeps going. And I think that's the key to not being canceled forever, to not being dropped, is just to keep moving and keep making good stuff that people enjoy. And I think James continues to do that. I think he continues to make things that people enjoy watching and participating in. And some people really like him as a person. They don't care. Or they don't believe that what he did was a big deal as far as the minor things with the minors. People justify anything, you know? So yeah, that's that on that. But I am, yes. Arson says he is charismatic. I think that some people will find him charismatic, some people won't. But I do think some people do find him charismatic. Bad people benefit from that typically more than good. Oh, 100%. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I just realized that we are out of time. The makeup nurse, real quick. If people would stop supporting him, then maybe people would cancel him. I've never watched a video of his. Yeah. And I think that that's part of it too, is that people, I have, until I started doing this series, I hadn't watched a James Charles video in years, so many years. It's, I think I have even had a video where I broke up with him publicly for one of his scandals that we'll talk about in the next part. But people enjoy what he makes and they keep watching. And that's why he's not canceled. So I think you're right. All right, I'm going to pop off here. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, I'm going to put the links for everything down below in case you want to check everything out yourself. It's all public information. And I hope that you found this interesting. Thank you to everybody who participated. Just a reminder, again, I already mentioned this, but just a reminder, this coming week is going to be Friday. There might be a video. It'll either be James Charles part 2 or nothing. And then Sunday, Monday will be regular What's Up in Makeup. The following week, hopefully on Friday, will be part 2 if it didn't come out the week before. And then we will be off of What's Up in Makeup for 2 weeks. And we will be back, I believe, the third's going to, We may do like a mini version of What's Up in Makeup the first weekend in August. I might just do like top news or something because I'll be coming back midweek. So possibly there'll be a show. I think there'll be at least one show, at least one What's Up in Makeup for that weekend on the third and for the fourth and the fifth. Yeah, I can get at least one of the What's Up in Makeups up for fourth and fifth. We'll get there. All right. Mad love to you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Stay safe. And I will see you in a video very soon tomorrow for product report. Bye.